Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center after a thrilling victory in overtime by the Maryville Saints as they knock off the University of Illinois Fighting Illini for the second night in a row. And, Chuck, what a way to finish it.
I mean, it goes to overtime. Christian Alvergren nets his second goal of the game, second one being the overtime winner. What an exciting afternoon of hockey, Todd.
So a big-time win for Maryville as they pull off, as we mentioned, another win over Illinois. They get the sweep for the second weekend in a row as they just continue to build upon their success.
Yeah, you can't ask for a better start. We're 4-0, starting off first 4 games at home. We're 4-0, getting ready to go on the road. And the wins haven't been by happenstance. They've been playing some great hockey.
So it's easy for us to tell you what we think about the game, but while we have an opportunity, let's go over to the press conference room and hear what Coach Hogan had to think about tonight's win.
Coach, big win, big sweep. Feels like deja vu. If you guys remember last weekend, we go into the third period down 1 goal and just kind of chip away, and proud of how the guys competed tonight. And we didn't have our best, but we found a way to win. So really good weekend of hockey. It's a really good team over there, so we should be proud of the things that we did right. Obviously a lot to work on, but really big weekend for us. And first 4-0 start as a program, so we have to be proud of that and know the weight that carries. And as we go throughout the season now, there's going to be a target on our backs.
2 goals for Cringy, 2 goals for Alvergren. Guys from last year getting up on the scoreboard. I'm sure you're happy to see the play from those 2.
Yeah, Christian was flying today. That's how he plays. He is most likely every game the fastest guy on the ice. So if he's using his speed, he's going to create offense. He's going to create opportunities by himself. So same thing with Damian. When he's using his feet, when he's playing with some vinegar in his veins, he's as good as anyone in our league as well. And so big games for them tonight. And but we had some big block shots. Lucas Adams had a hell of a game, and Johnny's not the tallest, but I don't know how his legs saved some of those shots. Johnny had a fantastic game too. So I know he'd probably like to have the power play goal short side, but that was a hell of a shot, and he certainly made up for it and some. He played fantastic.
Yeah, it seems like the program itself is taking a huge step with these first 4 wins. It seems like the guys are playing with a lot of confidence. It just seems like that even if you guys are down, that they're going to make their way back into the game.
Yeah, and I think that comes from this push-pull mechanism we have now. We have now young guys, 7 or 8 guys that are pushing the older guys, and that are impact players. If it's on the back end, you got Whitey, Hunsey, Mack, Timon, and then on the front end you got Lucas and Smitty and some of these other guys, and Jake and Frankie had some good shifts tonight. And so you have those new guys that are pushing, but then you have the older guys. If it was Moody yesterday, Christian, Damo, Jack, Jiggs, Stav, TJ, you have that group of guys, some of the guys in the back end and our goalies that are pulling. So when you have that mechanism working in unison, you can try to have a really good season and a good team. So that's what they're doing right now. So I'm glad that we've responded to the adversity that we've faced thus far, but there'll be plenty more and bigger hills and mountains to climb. So good start, but just got to turn the page and be ready to go next week.
So starting off the season 4-0 at home, you guys are going on the road. What do you have to take on the road?
Yeah, I think the first period we didn't really play to our brand. I thought we more kind of got sucked into some things, and there was a carousel in and out of the penalty box, and I think that actually kept going probably 10 minutes into the second period. But once we started getting into our game a little bit, the last 5-10 minutes of the second, and then as we went through the third, like that has to be our game, and it's simple hockey. It's not trying to do too much, and I think that is what we need to bring on the road. We're not trying to recreate the wheel here. We're not trying to do too much. It's know what works, know what doesn't, and when you go on the road, sometimes you're not going to have your legs, sometimes you're not going to be as sharp as usual. So you got to know those things and stick to what we've been doing well, and learn from the things that we haven't been doing so well the last 4 games. Those I don't want to give the secrets out, but that's the way that we played the second half of the second period and the third period and a lot of yesterday. That brand of hockey is what we need to bring on the road.
overall in the homestand, what impressed you the most from this squad?
I think looking back at that push-pull mechanism, I think it's you never really know until you're in the heat of the battle, and sometimes in practice you can only get so much out of the group, and there's not a lot of adversity in practice. You have to almost make some sometimes. So I think that's what we take away is wow, this group can do a lot if they put their minds to the right task and do it together. That's at the end of the day. You play really 2 good games on Fridays. Saturdays we need to figure out and make sure we come out harder and stronger and play us 60 minutes. But then also on those Saturdays, we had a little adversity and we were able to conquer it and do it that way. So it's more of, to your point, there's a ton that we need to work on. But the first games of the season, it's like, what is the group? And that's what as coaches we're going to take away. And the guys should be really proud of the start of the season that they've had.
Coach, talk about the fans a little bit. We got fans back in the stands. Have you guys been feeding off the energy from the stands?
Yeah, just ask Jack. He's in the box and he's rattling up the, giving the stands and bump, in the sin bin, just going ham. So he is the Energizer Bunny. He leads by example, and he's the biggest cheerleader on the team. So even if he's in the box, he's going to try a way to impact the game. And you can see that today of getting the crowd going, and we had a good power play after that. So it's been great to have fans back in the stands. That was last Friday, a packed place. That was this weekend with a little smaller crowd, but still a pretty energetic, passionate crowd. So it's been fun. We're certainly not back to normal, but it's certainly better than 12 months ago. So we'll certainly miss them as we're gone the next couple of weeks, but I hope the fans, I hope the student section, everyone on campus, I hope they enjoy coming out to the game, and they got to see some good college hockey this weekend, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, good luck next weekend.
Yep, thanks, guys.
So our thanks to Coach Hogan for joining us for that press conference after a thrilling overtime win. Once again, 38 seconds in, so they didn't waste their time. It felt like a little more time had gone by in that overtime. Illinois had a couple good opportunities, but ultimately it just took one push down the ice for Maryville and then another win.
Yeah, it sure did. And like Marshy said on the broadcast, the net came off in the Maryville zone, which was lucky for them because Illinois had pressure down in Maryville zone. So they get a face-off. Christian Alvegren skates from end to end, nets the overtime winner. What a storybook ending for this weekend here at the Hockey Center.
So a bit of fortune there for Maryville, as you mentioned, with that net coming off, but I think the right call as well, because the contact came into Massara, knocking him into the net. So the faceoff comes into the neutral zone. Maryville's able to win it, push down, and then get that goal. Recapping the scoring for you real quick. 1:45 into the game. Kolas scores. Adams answered at 4:36. Ryba at 12:50 of the first period on the power play to give them a 2-1 lead heading into the break. They would gain a 3-0 lead, just 3-1 lead 1 minute into the second period. Damian Karinji would cut it back to a 1-goal lead with a 3:11 into the period. That would be our score heading into the second intermission. Then Christian Alvegren would score at 5:05, joined by a 6:01 power play goal by Damian Karinji. Stewart would score at 16:39 to tie things up. So it looked like Illinois might have grabbed some late momentum, but ultimately Alvegren with the winner in overtime, his second goal of the game, and a very important one as Maryville gets the win.
Yeah, dangerous time for Stewart, for Illinois to score the game. Late in the game like that, they tie it up. You never want the opponent to gain momentum there, and that's what we were afraid of, that they're going to gain that momentum, give a nice push to Maryville, but as we saw, they were just trying to, get the puck against the boards, get a point out of the game, take it to overtime. Lucky for Maryville, Illinois did take it to overtime, and Christian Alvegren gets the winner for the Saints.
So Stewart thought that he had some of the momentum. He was rubbing it into the crowd just a little bit, as he is wont to do, but as they did all weekend, Maryville found an answer, and they are victorious here tonight. So we want to thank everybody for watching our post-game show brought to you by State Farm. We want to thank Coach Hogan for joining us and giving us his words and thoughts on the game. I want to thank Andrew Marsh for a great call on tonight's game. But for Chuck Kraus, I'm Todd Panula. We thank you for watching. This has been the Maryville Saints Hockey Network.